photo.com, and this is the photo of the week. And what are we looking at here? Well, we are looking at the back of the tour bus where I slept for 4 days or 4 nights, whatever it ended up being, when I was on tour with Matisyahu. His kids were running around. There's a what are they, 6 and 4? They're 6 and 4 years old, so they were running around, jumping on you, hanging out, having fun, doing all those different things. And this photo happened the last day when we were rolling into Atlantic City. I was sleeping in the bunk on the right. This is where I slept for the 4 days because there were no other bunks available, so Matis said I could sleep right there, basically next to him, because the kids didn't want to give up their bunks, so the kids were staying in their bunks, and I got to sleep back here, which was perfectly fine with me. But the story behind the image is we were rolling into Atlantic City, and I saw the light coming in through the windows, and I woke up because of this, and one of Matis's sons basically jumped on my bed and woke me up, and or was just jumping around while I was just laying there, and he asked his dad if he could crawl into bed and lay there with him, so he did. And when Matis was up for a quick second, I asked him if it was all right if I took a picture, because I didn't just want to be taking pictures of a sleeping Matis with, his son in the bed without asking permission. It just felt like one of those times where I had to ask. I know I probably didn't have to, but it felt like the right thing to do. So when he looked over, I said, "Is it all right if I take a few pictures?" And he said, "Sure." So as you can see, I've got my lens cap over here. I've got my Think Tank Urban Disguise 35 over there, and the settings for this: 1/60th of a second, f2.8, 4000 ISO, 14 millimeters, with the 14-24 Nikon and the Nikon D3S. My framing looks to be slightly off, just with these angles here. And normally, with that 14-24, it's so awkward because this line looks straight. I mean, lines just get weird if you're not perfectly on the right angle. But keep in mind the bus is moving here. I mean, no excuses or anything, but I'm pretty happy with the shot the way that it is. I didn't feel that it was a black and white version that would have been any good. I just felt that in color, with the greens, with them sleeping, it just worked very well. And it's just one of those shots that you're not going to get unless you've got trust, and you've earned your trust. And honestly, to be able to sleep where I was allowed to sleep in the bunk for the 4 nights that I was there is probably, a pretty big honor to be asked to stay back there with, Matis himself. So, that's pretty good to have that kind of relationship and trust that you're there to capture these images. And I mean, basically the day I showed up, I got out of the taxi, ran into them, and I said, "Anything you like, anything you'd like me to do?" He said, "Just do your thing, do what you do." I mean, that happens more often than not when I'm working with a lot of clients. A lot of these higher end clients they just say, "Do what you do." They're like, "We do what we do, and you're not going to tell us what to do, and we're not going to tell you what to do. We just want you to do your thing, and that's why we brought you out here." So, that's pretty much the story behind this photo of the week. And it's just one of those shots that you just sit there and you go, how many people get this opportunity to capture this? And then, to have the opportunity to capture it and then to actually capture it is a whole nother thing. So, I'm really happy with a shot like this. There's a few others of them sleeping, but I think it's great for showing, the environment that you sleep in on a rocking tour bus every night. I mean, I didn't sleep very much because, the turbocharger goes kicking in on the bus and the engine's in the back, and that's where we're sleeping, and it's just like you're rocking all night long, and it's just one of those things. Not that the driver, she was a great driver. She did a great job. I don't want her yelling at me. She was awesome. But, when you're on tour, it's just you have there's no personal space. You have very little space to put your equipment. I slept with my gear at the end of my bed, which was the only place I could keep it. And if it was anywhere else, well, it would get thrown under the bus because there is no extra space on these things. It's a 45-foot tour bus rolling apartment with, 12 people on it? Actually, more than 12. I think we had 14 people on the bus, which is a lot. So, that's really it. That's the photo of the week this week. It's this photo of Matis sleeping with his son in the back of the bus. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's cool. That's about it. Jared Poland, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.